Neighbors in North Glen wake up in the middle of the night to bullet holes in their apartments, and now families are questioning their own safety.
The Raiders may be in the middle of a coaching fiasco, but that isn't stopping them from getting points on the board against the Broncos.
Hey, you know it's time to shred some pow? Skiers and boarders hitting the slopes as the high country has officially welcomed winter.
So right now, the Broncos are facing off with the Raiders at Empower Field after what was a tumultuous week for the Las Vegas team. It was not good for them, but it's also not looking so good for the Broncos right now because Vegas is up 31-10 in the fourth quarter.
Of course, both the Broncos and Raiders hit this game trying to bounce back from 2 straight losses. Apparently, Vegas is bouncing better than Denver. Las Vegas also debuting their new interim head coach, Rich Bisaccia. Vegas quarterback Derek Carr threw a couple of touchdowns in the first 2 quarters, 2 more in the third. Teddy Bridgewater's had a tough day. 1 touchdown, the Broncos with just those 10 points. The Broncos recorded only 138 yards of offense in the first half. Whoever wins this matchup, which looks to be the Raiders, will tie the Chargers for the top spot in the AFC West. The loser falls into a last-place tie with the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, this is the first game the Raiders have played since John Gruden suddenly resigned as the head coach late Monday night. That's after those emails emerged in which he was using homophobic, racist, and misogynistic language. And now we're learning the NFL may have been sitting on those emails since at least June and likely earlier. That is according to NBC News, the sports department, Mike Florio. Florio reports that sometime between July 2020 and July 2021, an investigation into Washington football team president Bruce Allen revealed emails between him and Gruden. Then over the past few months, the NFL says a group of senior executives reviewed 650,000 emails, including Gruden's. The week of October 4th, they presented the summary to the commissioner. Then the league shared the emails with the Raiders. The timeline is leading some to wonder why the league waited until October to act instead of making the Raiders aware of the ordeal during the investigation so they could select a new coach before the season began. The league has not commented. Of course, the Broncos were also honoring some of the greats, including the winningest coach in franchise history. There you see Mike Shanahan a couple nights ago. But today at halftime, the Broncos were celebrating him from the Ring of Fame induction. He coached the Broncos for 14 seasons from 1995 to 2008 and led the team to 138 wins over those years, as well as the back-to-back Super Bowl championships. Of course, a lot of talk about what's happening off the field, but of course what's most important is what's happening on the field today. And our sports team at Empower Field right now is getting ready, waiting for the game to end. They're going to have the post-game highlights, live interviews with the team right here when it all happens. In the meantime, it's a pretty darn great day for football, or anything for that matter, in Denver. It's just a gorgeous weekend. Hard to believe that some areas are actually open for skiing this weekend, especially when it's so warm here in Denver. So let's check in with Kathy and talk about what we have been seeing today. Really warm, nice day. Yeah. Is it going to stick around long?
You know what? We had sunshine in mid-70s today, and that's how we're going to close out the weekend and start the new week. We have great visibility, and just up and down the Front Range today, you wouldn't know that we had that storm that brought the rain and snow just a couple of days ago, with temperatures running a good 10 degrees warmer than average. So much sunshine, we've got a little glare on the camera at the Eisenhower Tunnel. 78 degrees currently in Aurora, 75 at DIA, 73 in Longmont, and 73 degrees in Greeley. The cool air is east of us, spreading from the Midwest into the Northeast, and with high pressure anchored over Colorado, light winds out of the east shifting out of the southwest. Some areas could see temperatures even warmer tomorrow. Beautiful afternoon out at the Pearl Street Mall in the Boulder area. Lovely with light winds coming in out of the east, but beginning to shift out of the south in advance of a storm that we're tracking. High clouds will roll into the area tonight, but it is dry in Denver and across the state. This system that's bringing the rain, the beneficial rain to Northern California, Oregon, and Washington will bring snow to the Sierras. There are advisories out for travel and snow there. And we have advisories for cold and snow in Montana and Wyoming, but not much happening here along the Front Range. We have a mild night, a few high clouds shifting in from the southwest, tracking toward the northeast, but we're not going to get anything out of those clouds on the ground. Mid-70s will drop into the mid-60s after sunset. And coming up, we're going to talk much more about kind of a more mild than wild start to the week. We do have that Pacific storm coming in, and that means mountain snow. But will Denver see rain and snow? I'll answer that question with your full forecast coming up.
You can certainly understand why neighbors say they feel uneasy after a drive-by shooting in North Glen this morning. 9 News reporter Angeline McCall spoke with them. She joins us now live from North Glen with the latest. Angeline?
Police continue to investigate here in North Glen. A shooting that happened just about a half-mile away from here off of Pinnacle Creek at 4 this morning. Neighbors say it's a miracle that no one was hurt. In fact, one woman that we spoke to has 6 bullet holes that is left in her apartment as a result of this.
Did it wake you up?
No. Somebody called the police at 3:45, and I just heard all this noise, and so I got up, and there were police everywhere.
A difficult night is giving neighbors a chance to come together.
It was unreal.
Oh, yeah.
Because we live in such a safe neighborhood.
Yes.
Carol Ingwerson says her apartment was hit 6 times.
God was with me.
Yes.
People she's rarely talked to are at her side.
Well, I'm so glad you're up and okay.
Thank you, dear. Thank
This
you.
is too close to home.
Yes, it is.
It's the first time anything like this has happened.
Never, never.
Most people woke up after the first shot.
And then there were the following shots, pop, 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 pop. And then the muffler sound of, what sounded like a car hitting the gas and just speeding off. And
Tony Raychev is not sure he'll feel safe if his family stays at home the next few nights.
We don't know. But it's it's definitely not a pleasant feeling. We don't know if that's going to be followed up with, if there's going to be a follow-up.
Neighbors feel uneasy, questioning if the building was targeted.
Yep. And it wasn't me. I'm an old lady, and I have a lot of friends.
Newly connected neighbors will have to rely on each other
My name is Terry. Right,
I'm
let's just
Carol.
do this. Shall we do this?
to have that sense of safety.
Thank you.
Return again.
Bye-bye.
Police are still looking for the person responsible. Now, multiple neighbors told us that police told them that they do believe this is targeted. So we reached out to the police department, asked if they could provide any additional information or confirm that specific facts. They did not return our calls. So at this point, it's still a little bit unclear as to what the circumstances surrounding it are. Tom?
Well, you certainly understand the apprehension, especially in that neighborhood. All right, Angeline, thanks. There was a crash involving a wrong-way driver, and it shut down the northbound lanes of I-25 near Monument for 4 hours early this morning. The State Patrol says a Subaru Impreza was going south in the northbound lanes when it collided head-on with an Acura MDX. The driver and 7 passengers in that MDX all went to the hospital with injuries ranging from moderate to serious. They are all from the Denver area. Now, the Subaru driver was a man from Colorado Springs, was also seriously hurt. CSP believes that he was under the influence of alcohol and marijuana.
Tomorrow, Steve Pankey's ex-wife is expected to take the stand in his murder trial. He's accused of killing 12-year-old Janelle Matthews in Greeley back in 1984. Her remains are found in Weld County in 2019. There is no DNA evidence that links him to the crime, but prosecutors say he's been obsessed with her case since she went missing. They also say that Pankey reached out to police multiple times over the years, telling them he had information about her disappearance, but would only share it if they granted him immunity. Pankey's defense attorney says that he never knew the Matthews family, calls him a crime enthusiast who had previously confessed to other crimes that he didn't commit. When Pankey's ex-wife takes the stand tomorrow, she is expected to testify about an unannounced trip to California right after Janelle went missing, as well as seeing Pankey digging in their yard when they got back and seeing a car burning on their property days later. The trial is expected to last 5 weeks.